have to both estimate and calculate the solutions for the question. So for part A, 1 1/10 times 3 1/2. I'm going to estimate some values for these, then multiply and come up with an approximate solution. So 1 1/10 is very close to the number 1. And 3 1/2, you could go with 3 or 4, but if you're rounding, it would go up to 4. So I'm going to go with 4 in this case. And 1 times 4 is 4. So there's my approximate estimate for what the actual solution will be. Now, in order to do the actual calculation, I'll start by rewriting the question. And I'm going to convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions first. So the first one, 1 times 10 is 10, plus another 1 is 11, so this becomes 11 tenths. And then we're going to multiply that with, well, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so we're multiplying that with 7 halves. When we do that, 11 times 7 goes on top, 10 times 2 on the bottom. And that becomes 77 over 20. 20 goes into 77 3 times. That gives us 60. There are 17 remainder. And it still stays over 20. So that's your solution. 3 and 17/20ths. Which is actually very close to 4. If you had 3 more 20ths, it would be 4. So it's very close. So our estimate was accurate and reasonable. So that's part A. Part B, we're going to go through the same process. 1 1/4 is fairly close to the number 1. 3 2/3, oh, look at that, close to 4. 1 times 4 again is 4. So we're going with the same estimate as we did in the previous question. So let's calculate this out. 1 1/4 times 3 2/3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So this becomes 5 over 4. 3 times 3 is 9. Add 2 is 11. So this becomes 11 over 3. You can rewrite this as 5 times 11 over 4 times 3. 5 times 11 is 55. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 goes into 55 4 times. 4 times 12 is 48. So you've got 7 left. So that becomes 4 and 7/12. Now, 4 and 7/12, they are fairly close together. They both have a 4 as their whole number, and then there's a fraction part. If you rounded this, it would be closer to 5, but it is still a reasonable answer. It's still very close. So that's the process for actually doing your calculations, which is much faster than drawing your rectangle and figuring out the 4 pieces and adding them together. But if models work for you and you're comfortable with it and it helps you visualize what you're doing and keep track of what's going on, then that works too. But this is a quick and easy technique. So that is your show you know.